Jehan is Assistant Professor in Botany at Zakir Husain Delhi College, University of Delhi. She's a doctorate in genetics from Department of Botany, University of Delhi. And her areas of expertise are molecular systematics, genetics, and ecology. In today's session, she will be talking about the various literature databases which are available on the web. Literature databases are equally important as literature search is a key step for formulating a research question and planning any study. So today she will guide us through the various literature databases that are available on the web and how you can access and retrieve the existing knowledge on your research topic through these databases. Now I request Dr. Tabassum Jehan to kindly deliver her talk on literature databases. Over to you, Dr. Jehan.
Thank you, Dr. Deepika. Thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity. And a very good evening to all the participants, the guests present here. And we just had a wonderful session that introduced you to basically the databases which are present. The database which is present with us, and all the information that is there is present in the public domain. That means you can use it freely any one of us can use it freely. Now today I would like to talk something about literature databases. So let me share the presentation first. So I hope the presentation, the screen is visible.
Yes, Dr. Tabassum, it is visible.
Yeah, thank you. So now, if we go to the literature databases, so that we are going to discuss in the next half an hour about the various literature databases that we can have. All of you must be knowing what do you mean by literature. Literature means any published work that is there and which we can use for reading. So that is basically the literature. So whenever you are asked to, make a term paper, or you are asked to prepare an assignment, or when you are working on a research project, you have started working on a research project. So the first step is that you should know what all have been done and what all information is already present on the particular topic. So first step and the essential step before you are preparing any term paper or assignment or a research project you have started working on, the first step will be your literature survey or literature review. So that means you have to first see what all information is already present, and then on the basis of that you can build your work. So for literature survey, you should know. So whenever you are going for literature survey, now the literature is a very vast thing that is present. Before now the things are in online modes, and all the literature that is present, most of the literature, almost 100% of the literature which is present, it is also present in the databases, or it is also present online. Earlier, it was like when you want to do the literature survey, you used to go to different libraries, you search for the journals, books, and then you used to do the literature survey. So it used to be, it used to take a lot of time. But now in this era of online things, the literature, all the literature is also available online. So it is relatively easier than earlier, but yes, it is an ocean, and you have to know that what you want to search in that ocean of the literature which is present. So you should be very clear that what you want to search. So first thing is that you should make the notes that what you actually want to see about. Then once you are clear that what you have to search, you should know from where to search. This is also a very important question that you need to know, that where you can get the information, and not only the information but an authentic information. So we will just, in this talk, we will just discuss certain common platforms that we can use for the literature search. Now, there are various literature databases that is available nowadays, and the most common, the moment we need to know something, we need to have any information about anything, the first thing we do is Google it. So the Google search engine, it is the first, or you can say the most popular method of surveying the literature. But when you search in the Google search engine, then what you get all sorts of information that is available on the web. That will include your scientific as well as your non-scientific informations. Non-scientific information, I mean to say that there are certain, some people, they add their notes also on the web. Then some people, they share their slides also. Then there are certain other types of information, like they are not from some book or from some journals, but they are, the information that is, added by certain individuals. So that also you will get. So sometimes you need to focus your result which are scientifically correct. Okay, so I would suggest that for that you should restrict to sites which are having some, these .gov, .edu or .org, etc. These kind of, whenever you search a topic and you get the results, you should see that what is the host. Okay, the host का जो web address है, you can see that if it is having tags like .gov at the end, or .edu or .ac, .org, gov stands for government or education, or org, or sometimes .ac, ac means academic. So all these sites which are having these tags, they are relatively more authentic to rely upon. Okay, but you should not rely on each and every search result that you get in the Google search engine. And this is practically what students do when they do their assignments and the term papers. So always you should see some authentic information from the authentic sites. Another more, to get a more focused result, you can use Google Scholar. Google Scholar is basically a niche engine search for scholarly results. What do you mean by scholarly results? Scholarly results means you will get whatever information or whatever search results you will be getting on the Google Scholar. It will be either from a peer-reviewed journal, it may be an article, it may be a review article, or it can be a book from a publisher. So you can rely more on this Google Scholar because it will give you a very focused result and mostly scholarly results. So I'll just tell you, this is the Google search engine that all of you know. My screen is visible, I guess.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Yeah, thanks. So if you type Scholar here, then you get this Google Scholar. Okay, if you type Scholar here, you will get some result, and then this is the first hit, that is Google Scholar, and if you open it, you will get this page. Now this is the Google Scholar, and whatever you will enter here, you will get the very scientific and scholarly results that you will get here. And one thing is that you can sign up here, Google Scholar, because once you sign up, then you get certain additional benefits, like for example, if you are working on a certain topic, ठीक है, as your research project, and you want that whatever new information, whatever new articles are being published on the field, you can put it in the alert. There's a section of alert, so you can just put it in the alert. So whenever any new publication is there, or any new, you know, any new information in any book or any of the research papers or any review article, it comes, then it will give you an alert through the email. So likewise, there are many added benefits once you sign up, and it is free. So all of you should sign up on this Google Scholar. Now the next is the Wikipedia. Now Wikipedia is also one of the you know, widely used search engine, and it gives you a lot of relevant information on a topic, because I am sure that most of you have seen that Wikipedia, and it gives a lot of information. But again, a word of caution has to be there while using the Wikipedia, that it gives you information, but it is an open resource. What do you mean by an open resource? Is that anybody can go and edit the contents in it. So you can sign up, and then you have the liberty to, you know, modify the content, add the content, or edit the content. So while using the information from Wikipedia, you have to be cautious. What you can do is you can see the contents or literature which is having an authentic citation. I will just show you this. So once, for example, if we on a Google engine, we for example, hemoglobin, we search for this. So we make it, yeah, this is a Wikipedia link. So this is Wikipedia. So you can see that a lot of information is coming, but you can see these 1, 2, 3 numbers, all of you. So they are basically the citations. So for this particular information, whichever it is, whichever it is, you know, having, it is cited. Now we will see, if we click here, it will tell you that it has been from this particular paper or book, or like this is from a book by Peter Roche. Okay. And then you have, so wherever there are citations, authentic citations, you can rely upon the information. But wherever the citation is not there, so you should be very cautious while using the Wikipedia. So next, so these are the 3 very common databases, literature databases that we can use. Now, if we want to have a very focused scientific data, literature data, then we can go for this Ncbi literature databases. In the previous lecture, Dr. Jehan has in quite detail told you about what is Ncbi, and as you saw that in Ncbi you get, and in this this is a screenshot, so I will not be able to scroll, but here you will get a link of literature. And here also on your right side, you get the under the popular resources, you will get Pubmed Bookshelf and Pubmed Central. These 3 resources, Pubmed Bookshelf and Pubmed Central, or popularly known as PMC, they are basically the literature databases that are hosted by Ncbi. And they are very, let me tell you that this is very comprehensive databases, literature databases that is present here, and you can have practically all the you know, information, scientific information about a topic which pertains for biology or the biomedical sciences. So all the topics in biology and biomedical sciences, they are practically covered by these three resources. Now, coming to these resources, just a second. Okay, so we start by going to NCBI site. This is the NCBI site, and if you scroll down, then here you have the literature, and you can get from on the same page, you can get from here also PubMed, Bookshelf, and PubMed Central. These three are the literature databases. We will just deal with each one of them. So first is your bookshelf. This bookshelf, if you open, this is the bookshelf, and this is the web address of the bookshelf, ncbi nlm.nih.gov books. Okay, so this bookshelf is basically, it's a full text electronic literature database of books, reports, and other documents, and they are relating to all the fields of biomedical, health, life sciences, etc. So basically, if you search in this, then what all information are present in the books that you will get. So for example, here, this is the search bar for the bookshelf, and same if we search for hemoglobin, it's a protein, all of you know, but so you can see that what all information are present in the books. For example, these are the books, like database of abstracts of reviews of effects. This is a book. So all this information, it has come in the under the bookshelf. And you can, again, you have the filters here that you can, by publication date, that you need only recent ones. So maybe in 1 year, the work done in 1 year, so or 5 year or 10 year, or you can customize it also. So, and by the resource type, like if you want to narrow down only to books, or only to documentation, or only to database, then you can, or only to reports, then you can use these filters. So these are basically the searches, and you can see that all these searches, they are from the books. Okay, so the reports or the chapters or the documents. So this bookshelf, it was, it started in 1999. It is not very old database. It was started in 1999, and it started with only a single compilation as an encyclopedia. You know about the encyclopedia, like Encyclopedia Britannica and all. So it also started something like that. But now it has more than 1,300 titles with different publishers available on the bookshelf. So this is one way, but by bookshelf, you can only search in the. So by bookshelf, you can only get the results which are there in a book. Now, another thing is this Pubmed Central. Now, Pubmed Central, PMC, is basically, it is also a, I'll just open it first. Yeah, this is PMC, Pubmed Central, and this is the same NCBI site, and then /PMC. So all these are hosted by this NCBI only. And it is also a free full text archive of biomedical and life science journal literature. Okay, so it has a vast literature available as a full text. Full text means you will get all the details of the article or of the review, which free of cost. Okay, so this is basically Pubmed Central, which is a full text archive or full text literature database for the science, for the biomedical and life science journal literature. And it also is not very old. It started in 2000, and started with only 2 journals, and now it has more than it is having more than 6 million full text records. So it is very, very comprehensive database, and it's most likely that whatever you are searching, you will get certain results in that. And it is having, the data from late 1700s to present. So the span, the period which they have covered is around three centuries basically. So it's really a comprehensive one. So here also you can search. Now coming to the PubMed, when once you are searching, the first thing should be the PubMed only. Therefore I came to at the last so that we can discuss it in a little detail. This PubMed, so let me open it. Yeah, this PubMed, you can see this version that you are able to see. This is called new PubMed, and it was launched only in 2020 in April, I think it was launched. And the earlier version that was used, it is no longer in use, and that is called Legacy PubMed. Okay, so the features, somewhere there are differences in the feature, and there are certain differences in the new PubMed and the legacy PubMed. But now this when you open this Ncbi, by default this new PubMed will open. Now this new PubMed, it is having basically, what is PubMed usage? This pub is for, there was one question in the earlier session that what this pub stands for. So it stands for the public. Okay, so and med is basically medical, but it should be biomedical, because it doesn't has only for the medical field, but it has the biology field also. So PubMed is that. So pub is basically public because it is available freely to the public. And it is PubMed is basically a citation and abstract database. Now, what do you mean by citation and abstract database? That once you search in this, what information you will get is the citation. Citation means, we will be discussing it in detail in few minutes later. But citation is basically where the title of the article and where it is published with other details, and the abstract of the article will be there. The full text is not there. So PubMed is basically not a full text database, but it is only a citation and abstract database. Okay, so this should be very clear. But then you will say that why should we use it? Why don't we use the PMC? This is because this PubMed is even more, it is even more comprehensive, because in PMC you can say is the subset of the PubMed. Okay, so whatever information you will get in PubMed, all the information may not be present when you search in the PMC. So it is better that if you are searching for the first time, in the sense you are just having a preliminary data survey, literature survey, then you should go for the PubMed first, not for the PMC. And as it is also, the PubMed will get you to the full text link. This will just be clear. So this is, we will just discuss it some minutes later. So this is the PubMed homepage, you can say. This is the search bar. So whatever you search, for example, if you search for maybe COVID-19. So this is the keyword that you enter, this COVID-19. And this is the results that you are getting. So basically, this is the number of results that you have got, 158,166 results. I would like to say that there is this is a sorted by. What do you mean by sorted by? And abhi the right now it is in best match. I would suggest that you should keep it by the best match display option. Why? Because best match will give you the articles, those articles which are actually having that keyword in their abstract or in their text. There are other options also, like you can have sort by most recent. So sometimes it depends on what is the purpose of your literature search. So if you want to just search for what are the most recent work that has been done in a particular topic, then you can use this most recent display option. Or if you want to just search for a particular, say in 2020 what all, or maybe to 2015 what all things have been there, so you can search by the publication date or by the author date or by the journal. So these are various criteria by which you can search. But if you don't know anything about the topic, then it would be better that you search by this this criteria, that is best match option. So this is the results that you will get. If you scroll down, there are different results, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will just open one. And here I would just like to say that you can, again, there are filters on my left. Okay, my Ncbi filters. So it is having from 1981 to 20. I don't know why it is 2022. So it is 20 till present. And this is because some journals, they are published in advance. So maybe it is like that. They have advanced date of publications. So and then you can filter through, like only you want only those articles which are having full text, free full text. So you can tick on this, or all those which are having full text. Then you can, so you can just customize your search on the basis of what are your requirements. So these are all other. So article type may be books and documents, or reviews only. So all these, then according to the publication date also. So you have all these filters available. So now if I open this search, if I click on this, then some details are there. So this is basically the title of the article, Resolution of Coronavirus Disease 2019 COVID-19. These are the information about the authors that are there. So this is the information about the authors. And if you want to know more about these authors, then you can just click on them and you will get all the work that is being done by these authors. So this is the information about the authors. Just a second. Yeah. Now, if you want to see the affiliation of these authors, you can just see these the affiliation of these authors also by clicking on the plus sign. And then this is a PMID number. Now this is a unique number that is given to every citation in the PubMed. And this is very important that sometimes you can refer to this PMID number also, and sometimes you can search by the PMID numbers also. So this PMID is basically a unique number. Now, if we just go to the top, this whole thing is basically the information about the journal in which it is published. It is saying review, that means it is a review article. If it is a research article, then it would be written as research. So it's a review article. Then this experiments, the experimental, this is the name of the journal. So when you just put your cursor, it will show the full form of that journal also. You must be knowing that there are abbreviations that we use for the journals, but if we just you can see it is Expert Review of Anti-Infective Therapy is the name of the journal. Then this is the date of publication, it in 2020. This is the other informations, that means volume number, and this is the page number in the journal. So this is all, which is, this whole is the information about the, so whenever you write your any article or any assignment you write, you always write the citations or the references that you say, or the bibliography. So in bibliography you need to put all these details. So these details, like what the authors, the title of the paper, then the journal in which it is published, the year in which, and the page numbers also. So these are basically the information that you get. Now, abstract. Okay, so this is the abstract which is there. And if you want a full text, then here the links to the full text are also available. Now this is a very, very useful link that is given. So it will link either to the PMC if it is available under that PMC database, or it will, otherwise it will show the publisher link. So whenever, like for example, if I click it, then this is the Taylor and Francis online. So this is the publisher who is who publishes this journal, and that may be free or may have a subscription fee. Okay, so for example, if I see here, so if I see here, then it is I think it is free because everything is being displayed. So it's a free article that is being provided by the Taylor and Francis online. Okay, so this is basically the, so you can get the full text. So although this PubMed is a citation and abstract database, but you can get the full text access by clicking on the links that are being provided by with each citation. And as I told you that the full text, they may be free, or sometimes they may have the subscription fee also. And if most of the university, they have subscribed most of the journals, so it may not be a problem for you to search for that. So this is the information. Then there are other things also that you can cite it directly to any these favorites, you can have these options once you sign in. So here also you can log in or sign in. So it is also free. So I would also suggest that you should log in to the Ncbi, and then you can have some additional features available also. Like if you log in, then in this where you are getting this advanced, you will also get the alert. So the same that we discussed in Google Scholar here also. So if you have searched for this COVID-19 and you have, you have subscribed to the alerts, then whatever new things will be published on this topic, it will you will be alerted by your email. And then you can share it also on your Twitter or Facebook or any other accounts. You can share the link also. If you find this article very interesting, you can straight away share it on the various social media platforms. And it also gives you similar articles. Like it is just a suggestion by it that you may also go through these similar articles, and it is depending it gives this similar articles on the basis of the keywords that you give. So this is all in the citation and the abstract that you will get. So going back, so going back to this, there are certain options. This best match we just discussed, and then here you have the create alert also, option of create alert also, and this is an advanced. When you go to the home page also, you see this advanced. So advanced, when you click, then you can search here, and the advantage of searching in advance is that you also have this history and search details with you. Okay, so whatever you have searched, so you can just click to that, and then you will get the you will get that search automatically. So you can use that advanced search option also. So just going back to the here. So then you have the option of saving the particular search results also, or emailing the particular search results also. Then you can also send to my clipboards. Clipboards will be available here only when you log in. Okay, when you are a member, you log in. Member in the sense when you have signed up for the, you have an account in this Ncbi. Then you can have this clipboard, bibliography collection, and citation manager, these things available to you. So you can straight away just store them there also. So these are various features that we can use in the PubMed. And one more thing that I want to tell you is that we had discussed one search database. One of the search methods of the database was bookshelf. So we will just see if you put the same keyword in bookshelf and in your PubMed, you will get different results. So if I have put, for example, if I have put Rubisco in the bookshelf, then you're getting these results. So 17 books you have got as result, and like Lodish, molecular cell biology, Lodish, there also you have the mention. So top results in this book you can see. So it is in these topics. Okay. So these all details you can get from the bookshelf. So for example, like it is also there in the molecular biology of the cell 4th edition, Alberts. And if you want to see where it is, so it is in under the chloroplast and photosynthesis, under the analyzing protein structure and function. So these are the topics under which in this book the term has been covered. So it's a very useful for the students, I guess. For the undergraduate students, it is very useful to use this bookshelf also, because when you are preparing your assignments, mostly you prepare from the books also. So you can just go to this bookshelf and manage your searches from there. The same keyword Rubisco, if we put under the PubMed, so the results are different. You can just see this. First is Rubisco is not really so bad. So this is in a journal. So the results, they are different for the same keyword. So this is from the Plant Cell Environment Journal, Plant Cell and Environment Journal, and it's again a review article. This is just a tip that whenever you search for a very wide term, the first few matches or first few hits are likely to be review articles, because in review articles mostly you have all the information gathered at one place. So most likely the first few searches that you get, they are mostly the review articles. Now I hope you know the difference between the review article and a research article. Basically, research article, it pertains to a particular study in question. So if you have studied a particular, for example, Rubisco structure in, say, Arabidopsis thaliana. So if you have studied there, then you will publish it as a research article. But if you have surveyed the literature, and then you have gathered some informations, and then you are compiling that information in your words, then it becomes a review article. So this is basically a Rubisco is not really so bad, it's a review article. So this is basically just an example to show that when you search the same keywords by bookshelf or by PMC or by this PubMed, the results may be different. Now, just a few more things about this PubMed. If you scroll it down, Now it is saying that it comprises more than 32 million citations. So it's a very comprehensive database, and it has this from Medline. Medline is basically again a subset of the Ncbi only, and it has all the it has all the research articles, databases that are there, and then the life science journals and the online books. So basically PubMed, it is including the results from the bookshelf and the PMC also. So therefore I said that if you don't know about any if you don't know anything, or you don't have any prior information about a particular topic, then you should first go to the PubMed rather than going to the bookshelf and the PMC. So this again, all what you are going to use, it will depend on what is the purpose of your survey. Now, if you scroll down, one thing that I want to discuss is, just a minute. So these are certain links that about that what it is, and frequently asked questions. Then it's a very user friendly, the whole Ncbi site is a very user friendly site, and you have yeah, this mesh database. I want to discuss something about this mesh database. Mesh is basically medical subheading database. I'll just, yeah, this is medical subheading database. Actually, again, it should have been biomedical subheading database because it is not only medical, but the the biological, all the journals which pertain to the non-medical, the biological data, they are also included in it. Okay, so this is basically a system of indexing that is being used by the Ncbi. And what is the advantage of using this through this mesh database is that for a particular if you have, for example, you have just entered a keyword child, so it will also the child ka pediatric. The term child is a very non-scientific, I mean it is the term which we use in our common language, vernacular language. And so if you search for keyword child here, then it will under the mesh database, it will automatically take the pediatric term also. So all the related terms it will take. For example, so it is better if if you have a common name also and a scientific name also for a particular search topic, then it is better to use this mesh database. But the disadvantage with this mesh database is that it is not as comprehensive. So some keywords maybe are not able to, this mesh database may not be able to take those keywords and may not be able to give the search results. So you can just search by your keywords also, or you can search by your mesh database also. So just going back to the home page. Yeah. Then there is this thing also, yeah, the trending articles, like nowadays you have the trending in your social media. So here also the trending articles. So if you are into research and you want to go into research, then you may, or as it is also, if you want to keep yourself abreast with the latest happenings in the field of biology, then you can just go through these trending articles. What are these? Okay, like vitamin D supplementation and COVID-19 risk. So all these things, and when you have signed in, then it will also give you in trending articles, it will also give you articles where, on the basis of your search history. Like that all of you must be aware that all of you have signed your Google account from your phones. So whatever, so when you it gives you the news, so by default it gives you the news on the topics that you search on the webs more. So it kind of give you a personalized news feeds. So similarly here also, if you are signed in, so it can also give you certain personalized in the sense based on your search histories, it can also give you the latest in that field. So this is a very useful to get, abreast with the latest happenings in the field of biology. So this is about the PubMed. So the three databases that we have discussed, the Pubmed Central, and the Bookshelf. So all these three, they have different domains or different, they cater to different, different needs of the person that is doing the search. So just a second. So you can just see that searching, that what you have to search is important, where you have to search is important. Then next is something that is how you have to search. This is also important because you should know what databases has to be, what keywords has to be, used by you. And so we will just discuss in a very not in very detail, of course, but there are certain search tips that can help you, narrow or give you a more focused search results. First of all, you have a truncation. So what is truncation? For example, intubation is a term which is, used in the medical. So if you, this is the truncation. This is the truncation mark. So if you use like this, intubate and truncation, so automatically it will search for all the possible, terms like intubation, intubate, intubating. So all these will be included in this truncation. So this is a very useful search tip that we can use. All of us can use, that is using this truncation mark. All of you can try it out with your search engines. Then another thing is that quotation. This is also very common, method by which we can refine, or we can, we can search with more focus. For example, if we want to study a gene called maturase K, MATK gene, and we want to have now this MATK gene is very, I mean, it will be present in all the organisms, practically most of the organism. So if we want, for example, if we want to just, are interested in tomato, maybe our research project deals with tomato. So we are just interested that what all work has been done with this particular gene in tomato. So the MATK in tomato, we can just put in the quotation mark. So all those articles only which are having both these, they will appear in your search results. If you don't, put this quotation mark, then all the research articles which are having either one of them, they will appear. So you will also get certain research articles which will not have tomato but MATK in that. Or you will also get certain research article which will not have MATK but tomato in that. Okay, and the vice versa. So this quotation mark, putting a quotation mark, it really helps. It will help you in your normal Google search also. Then another thing is the parenthesis, using a parenthesis. So this parenthesis is missing, I'm sorry for that. So child or adolescence, intubation, and child or adolescence. So this parenthesis means this whole is one term and this whole is one term. So this is what parenthesis means. So these three, truncation, quotation, and parenthesis, are certain, things that we can use in our, keywords while searching for a particular topic, and we can get a very, refined and a focused search result. Otherwise, it is sometimes very frustrating to just go through all these, 100 of the search results that you get. For example, here the MATK in tomato. So it will be very frustrating that you get MATK in mango, MATK in other A, B, C, D, in all organisms. All sort of organisms you are getting. So it is always better to use this quotation mark or the parenthesis in that. Then there's Another thing that is very, it can come very handy is the Boolean operators. By the name, it appears that I don't know what it is, but it's a very, very simple thing. The Boolean operators, we all are aware because all of us are science students. So you know the and, or, and not gates. So this, you can just put this words in your search. For example, this and. So you have to write and capitals, capital A, capital N, and capital D. So it's like here we have used intubation and. Okay, so this is a Boolean operator, or this is also a Boolean operator. So we can use it to focus our, to refine and focus our search results. Like and we use, it narrows down your search. Narrows down means, for example, if we want to study, if we want to, search shoot apical meristem, and we want to search in monocots only. So monocot and shoot apical meristem will give a more focused results than using just monocot or shoot apical meristem alone. Then if we use or, it will broaden your search. That means if, for example, if we are using this COVID-19 or SARS, so the result will show for both COVID-19 or SARS. Means all the articles which are have either the COVID-19 or the SARS. So basically, when we want to, when we want to, this and can be used. The first one, this and can be used when we use the separate topic. So this monocot is a separate topic and a shoot apical meristem is a separate topic. And we want to, have articles which have both these terms in it. So we use monocot and shoot apical meristem. So basically we have used this and term to narrow down your search, and we have used it for the separate topics. So for separate topics, we use this and. This or we generally used for the synonyms. That means similarly, जैसे मैंने अभी discuss किया था, that you can use child and pediatrics. So if you use child, so maybe certain articles would not have used child term, but they may have used the term pediatric. Or there are certain articles which may have used the term pediatric but not the child. But you need to, both of them means the same. So in that case, what you use, you can use this or, child or pediatrics. In that case, you will get the articles either having the child or having the pediatric. So both kind of articles you will get in the same search. Then the third is not. Not is again used to narrow your search. It narrows your search and it excludes a particular topic. Okay, for example, we want to have certain information about alkaloids, but not for the cholesterol. Cholesterol is also a type of alkaloid, but we don't want to have results of cholesterol to be included in it for some reasons, for some or the other reason. Then we can use alkaloids, not cholesterol. So you will get all the information, you will get the result which is having the information about the alkaloids, but the information with the alkaloids cholesterol will be omitted from that. And for example, the mucormycosis, not COVID-19. So maybe you want to see the data which is showing the information not related about the mucormycosis, not related to COVID-19, but as it is. So you can use it as mucormycosis, not COVID. So you will get all the information about the mucormycosis, excluding the articles which shows which have the information of COVID-19 also in the article. Okay. So these are just some of the practical tips that we can, all of us can use to better what you can say, you search like a pro. So that thing you can do using all these search tips. So with these words, I would like to conclude my presentation. And thank you all for being patient listeners.
Thank you, Dr. Tabassum, for such a comprehensive presentation for literature databases. And now I would like to ask few questions that are asked by our participants.
Yeah, sure. I would try to answer the questions.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. First question is, can we save a research paper for future reference?
See, there are two things in that. First is that you have a full text research paper and you want to save it. So you can easily save it because most of them, if you open the research, full text research article, then you get two versions. One is HTML version and one is PDF version. So you can always, download the PDF version and save it for your future reference and future use. And for the citations, if you are going through the PubMed and you have got certain citations, you want to save those citations, then also I discussed also on the PubMed page, you have a button of save also, so you can easily save it to different destinations.
Thank you, ma'am. Now the next question is that what does a complete citation includes? What all a complete citation includes?
The complete citation should have the title of the, if it is an article from a journal, either a review or a research, but if it is from a journal, you should know the difference between the journal and a book. Okay, so journal, it is dedicated for a particular kind of for a particular kind of work. So if it is a journal article, then you should have the title of the article. Then you must have the authors, who all authors are there. Then you should have the date of publication, the name of the journal in which it is published. Then other details of that is you should have the volume number and you should have the page number. See, citation is because why do we cite that? Anybody else can also refer to it. So if you have all these details with you, then also you can, then if you provide those details to me, then only I will be able to refer to that. Similarly, for book citation, it should have the publisher's information, it should have the title of the book, it should have the title of the chapter, then editors, name of the editors, and name of the your authors.
Thank you, Dr. Tabassum. Now the next question asked by one of our participants is that can we write a review article on any scientific topic, and is that can be a career too?
There are two parts of the question. First of all, yes, you can write a review article on any scientific, but it is always advisable that you first just have a research. I mean, research in the sense the literature review you should do. And if there are many, articles, many review articles that have been published, then there is no point in writing a review, because anything which is new, which is novel, it will only be published. So there is no point in writing a review for which you will not find a publisher. You will not be, you will not get an acceptance in any of the journal. So it is always advisable that you first, get a thorough research on the topic, that whether many articles have been, many review articles have already been published on the subject, then you should not. And the second one was, ma'am?
Is that can be a career too?
Actually, there is nothing called a career in review writing. It is just that if you are into the research or if you are into the academics, you can write it, but not as a career, because it is nothing called a professional writer for a review.
Thank you very much. Another question asked by our participant is, can we search information related to social sciences in literature database?
Yes, of course, but for social sciences, the databases are different because the one which we discussed in detail, that NCBI, the databases hosted by NCBI, they particularly are for biology, and you will not get the mathematics also, the other science also, physics also you will not get in this NCBI. So for all other subjects, we have particular databases that are dedicated for that. So for social sciences also, you have the different databases available for that.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for answering. Another participant has asked how impact factor of a particular journal impacts our article.
See, impact factor, basically it's a dynamic thing. It keeps on changing for a particular article. So impact factor is basically calculated how many number of times the articles from that journal are being cited by other workers. So it is a dynamic thing. And of course, yes, the journals which are having higher impact factor, it reflects that they are more read by different people. So impact factor, it is always better, I mean it is always desirable to publish in a journal with a good impact factor, but I don't think that you should be too much into impact factor for a journal. You should have a good research article or a good review article, and you should try to publish in a in a good journal which is widely circulated and has a authentic publishers.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question will be, can we select time period for our search?
Yes, of course. Or the Google Scholar as well as the NCBI, this PubMed and Bookshelf, all of them, they have filters by which you can restrict your search by the period to which you want to search, like for past 1 years or the past 5 years or past 10 years, or you can customize it also. So this feature is readily available in all the literature databases.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for answering that. Now, next question is, so many questions are coming up. So how is mesh database useful?
Mesh database is actually, as I discussed in the talk also, it is basically a index, a database which is used for indexing the citations. Basically all the information that is present under mesh database, they have been subdivided into it. And I told you the only advantage with the mesh database is that it automatically takes the synonyms, the scientific synonyms for the particular topic. So that is a advantage that is used, that is there, which the mesh database provides. But yes, there are other disadvantages also, that it may not take certain keywords in it. Okay, the one which are not indexed, though it will not take.
Thank you, ma'am. Now this will be the last question. What is the major difference between the results that we get from PubMed and mesh?
See, mesh is not a kind of these two are different. The mesh database is actually using under PubMed. So in PubMed, it is when you search through the mesh database, then you will get the advantages of the mesh. So mesh database is not actually a particular, it's not a repository of anything, but it is just a way of indexing the citations under the PubMed.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for being patient and answering so many questions. Now I will call upon Dr. Deepika to propose.
I just want to say that if you are getting questions, that means your talk was not that. I mean the people, they were not sleeping, and it was people were listening to that. So it's really good to have the questions from the audience.
Absolutely, absolutely, ma'am. And there is a lot of appreciation that is pouring in the chat box. Thank you very much. And over to Dr. Deepika.
Thank you, Dr. Ruchi. It's my pleasure to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of the organizing committee of the workshop, wish to thank both our speakers for their wonderful talk. Both the lectures were really interesting, very engaging, informative, and easily comprehensible. So I thank both our speakers, Dr. Zishan and Dr. Tabassum Jehan, for enlightening our participants with their knowledge on the subject. I hope our participants have imbibed this new information on biological and literature databases from today's session and are feeling enriched with new knowledge. I would also like to thank our colleagues from the Department of Botany and student volunteers, especially BG, Megha Walia, Shrey, and Pramit, for their help and support in the organization of today's session. A special thanks to Dr. Devendra Mudgil from Department of Environmental Studies, Zakir Husain Delhi College, for providing technical assistance during the session. Last but not the least, I want to thank all the participants for actively participating in today's session. Thank you, participants, for your enthusiastic participation. I apologize on behalf of the organizing committee for not being able to take up some of your questions due to paucity of time. This brings us to the end of today's session. Now, before we end the session, there's an important announcement for the participants. After today's session, we will post a link for an MCQ-based assessment based on today's session in the Telegram group of the workshop. The link will remain active only for 24 hours, and it is mandatory for all the participants to participate in the online assessments regularly for obtaining the e-certificates at the end of the workshop. With this, we conclude today's session. I thank everyone for taking the time to be here today. It was a pleasure to have you with us. Have a nice day. Thank you.